Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for joining us this evening, whether you are here to celebrate Shabbat and feel some of that Shabbat joy, or whether you're here for remembering and honoring our loved ones. We welcome everyone, and we are so happy to be here together as we sing our opening song, Hine Matov, how good it is that we are all here together on your handouts. Hine Matov, Umanahim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Umanahim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, great pleasure that I welcome the Maseris up to the Bima, Nathan and Ruthie, to light our Shabbat candles for us.
You ready? I'm the first? Okay. I'll do this. You want to use this first? All right, together.
No, I want
Do one more.
Can you be the first?
Okay. I'm going to light it and then we can do the three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu kalam.
Sher kishanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you so much. And we continue on page 9 as we read responsively. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat together, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. And we continue with a new song, Shiru Ladonai, on your handouts. Continue as we welcome our Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi on page 20. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat. Nation. בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוחלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Please be seated. We continue with the Reader's Kaddish, or the Chatzi Kaddish, on page 26. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uchayei, decho beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'alam ulamei amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha berichu, le'elam, yinkol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, ve'imru amen. Please rise for our call to worship on your handouts. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, le'olam ba'ed, le'olam ba'ed. Yadadai-dai-dai, 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 yadadai-dai-dai. We continue on page 30 together, our prayer for creation. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the season, and arranges the stars into their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Everlasting God, you may reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim, the bottom of page 32. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. On your handouts. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down, and when you lie down. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. We continue together on page 39. We read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered at Sinai. We bound ourselves in your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha. Ya Baba Ugialod me'ed chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We continue on page 43, the top paragraph. So Noah Aronson took the top paragraph on page 43 and also the first few lines of the Hashkivenu. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. We continue together on page 44 in the English of Ishamru. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel, for in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day God ceased from work and was refreshed. We rise together for the Amidah on page 46. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei hakol, ve'zocher chasdei avot ve'imahot, umevi geula livnei b'neihem, lema'an shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayeh hakol ata rab lehoshia, morid chatal, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, Kayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al geburot, umido melach, melech memit umachayeh, umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atalach achayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukroshim b'chol yom yehalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. So we're actually going to do something a little bit different tonight, and we are going to continue on page 55 at the top of the page together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. And we continue with a prayer of gratitude on page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. And no service would be complete without the prayers of our hearts. So we move to a moment of healing as we pray for those who are in our hearts: Carol DeVore, Boris Elkin, Joe Feinstein, Deb Ford, Richard Hightow, Joel Katz, Sally Keaton, Debbie Kolb, Rhonda Coatson, Wendy Noodle, Meryl Rosenberg, and Barbara Saltzman. And to those names we add
Dan, Becky, Steve, Ray.
And so we take all of those into our hearts as we sing Misha Berach together on page 253. Shabbat ends, we have a little holiday. And that holiday is called Tish B'Av. The 9th of Av. On Sunday, Jews all over the world will fast and sit on the floor and read the book of Lamentations. Some congregations do this together, but it can also be done at home. On Tablet Magazine's podcast on Orthodox, one of the speakers last year wanted to do all the holidays in the Jewish calendar. So for Tish B'Av, because he had 2 kids and his wife and a dog in his house, he ended up going into his bedroom closet, shutting the door, and reading Eicha in the dark to be able to do this, because he had so many people in the house. So Tish B'Av is a day of deep sadness and mourning, but also remembering. Tish B'Av remembers the destruction of the temples in Jerusalem by the Babylonian Empire, by the Roman Empire. The 9th of Av is also said to have been the dates the Israelites were told by God that they couldn't go into the land of Israel and would wander for 40 years. It is also the date of the Jewish exile from England in the 13th century, the Jewish expulsion from Spain in the 15th century, and the date of the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which some historians have contributed to the deaths of Jews in the Holocaust. It is a day of deep mourning for the Jewish people with many, many years of tragedies to remember. So why does Tish B'Av matter to Reform Jews? Do Reform Jews care about the building of the temple? If one were to ask most Reform Jews about rebuilding the temple, they might be against it, because in doing so, it would mean starting up animal sacrifices. How does that sit with you? We're going to bring a bull to the temple to sacrifice. Good times. It would mean a change in the way we do personal prayer and the diaspora on a whole. If the temple were to be built, it would also mean the destruction of 2 other holy sites, because sitting on that Temple Mount is not just the Kotel, the Western Wall, but also the Dome of the Rock and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Would we really destroy 2 other holy sites just to rebuild the temple? So why did the temple get destroyed in the first place? The rabbis of the Talmud say it was because of sinat chayim, of senseless hatred. The Israelites were bickering and constantly fighting and had broken into different factions and could not agree with each other. What does that sound like? So Isaiah Gaffney, an Israeli history professor, is frequently asked to go on Israeli radio and be a part of panels to talk about the holidays. So on one such panel on Tish B'Av, an Israeli leftist would go on to say that the temple was destroyed because of the intolerance of the right. The right would then say that the temple fell because the Jews couldn't unite together against the enemy of Rome. So when it's Gaffney's turn, he explains that the temple fell because no one stood against the might of the Roman Empire, no matter how tolerant the right or unified Israel was. Tish B'Av is a moment to remember, and I've always thought about it as sort of a cathartic release. Sometimes you just want to cry out of frustration or feel like you have to cry because so much has happened. On any other week, we might settle in on a Sunday for a sad afternoon movie, but Tish B'Av is our own tragic story that can be remembered, cried over, and then we can begin to heal and move forward. So in this week's Torah portion, Devarim, the Israelites haven't moved anywhere. They are still not in the land of Israel. The Torah tells us that what should have taken 11 days instead took the Israelites 40 years. They took the scenic route. In the Torah portion, God says, Rav lachem shevet bahar hazeh. Too long have you sat on this mountain. The Israelites are a little stuck. They've been wandering, and they're at the border, and they still have not made it over. They were stuck physically and mentally in that space. And how often are we stuck in an idea of being right and blaming other people for our actions and being weighed down? In these past situations, how did we react? And how do we remember it? Later in the portion, it says, Rav lachem sov et hahar bazeh. Too long have you been spinning around this mountain. The verb sov, meaning going around in circles, like sivivon, sov, 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 dreidel, dreidel, spin, spin, spin. Like the Israelites, how many of us are repeating and circling the same bad habits and patterns? Are we going around the issue, spinning our wheels, not moving forward? God calls us to get up and move ourselves to the next part of the journey. It is 7 weeks till the High Holy Days. Are we ready? Whew. Are we ready to do the work of teshuvah, of returning, and cheshbon nefesh, soul accounting, our self-analysis? Are we ready to move ourselves? So there was a challenge this week put out by Rabbi Shefa Gold, who is an amazing meditative Kabbalist, writer, singer, chanter. She's awesome. As we experience Tish B'Av and begin the work of Teshuvah with these next 7 weeks, watch our bodies. She says, our bodies are our best teachers and indicators. So watch yourself this week and notice a gesture of defeat. It could be a drooping shoulder, feet shuffling, a dull expression on your face. When we notice this, we can learn to release the gesture and the past experience, and we can begin to move forward. So when we mourn the losses of Tish B'Av, how will it change us? Were the Jews of the temple stuck in their senseless hatred, going in circles? The Israelites had to be told to make a change in themselves, to get up and move into the promised land. What changes do we need to make in our lives? What's stopping us from reaching our promised land? May the next 7 weeks bring us not just sadness, but joy as we move towards the High Holy Days and doing the work of Teshuvah, returning to our best selves. And let us all say, Amen. So I do have one last little bit, because we were talking about Tish B'Av. One of the psalms for Tish B'Av is By the Waters of Babylon, Psalm 137. It's an expression of the Jewish exile crying out to Jerusalem. And there have been many different versions of this psalm, from Bach to Don McLean, which is more the version I think most people would recognize, to Bonnie M doing a disco hit in 1978. It was excellent. And even a reggae version. So the words for By the Waters are on your handout. By the waters of Babylon, we lay down and wept for thee, Zion, so we remember all of our duties in making this world a better place as we rise for Aleinu on page 282, the second Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit hidula li'otzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei halachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim ve'yoser haaretz, u'moshe mikaro b'shamayim ima'al, u'shchinatu zo, begavhei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od, emet malkeinu efezulato, kakatu b'torato, v'yadata hayom v'hashevota el levavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim ima'al, ve'al ha'aretz mitachat einod, ve'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Please be seated. Page 289. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. Soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. We mourn the losses in the last 30 days for our members and all victims of violence here and around the world. We remember Edward Allen Broida, brother of Jerry Broida, Lloyd Suter, father of Craig Organ, Ivan Fiddler, Marion Gross, mother of Paul and Steve Gross, and Boris Elkin, uncle of Stacy Elkin. We remember the yard sites, the yearly anniversary of death this week: Joseph Axner, Alta Bloom, Philip Saul Chapnick, Linda Dorn, Lisa Churl Felk, Martha Avron Henkin, Louis Eimerman, Marlene Jad, Francis Kunke, Sidney Lieberman, Miriam K. Max, Gregory Maltz, Richard Menzer, Samuel G. Messinger, Edward Miller, Albert Mogul, Louis Peven, Rhoda Ripner-Rosen, Kathy Schmidt, Carol Silverman, Bruce Allen Zach, and to those names we remember, And so we say of them all, Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, as we say Reader's Kaddish together in solidarity on page 294. Yitzkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman karim v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba bebarach la'alam ul'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kedusha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say amen. Please be seated. Announcements tonight are brought to you by our treasurer, Sharon Spilkin.
Thank you and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you had time to meet with Rabbi Denker for the last couple Shabbat services. He will be back in West Bloomfield at TKA in person August 18th through 28th. So if you would like to join us for Shabbat services then, he will be here in person. And if you would like to make an appointment to meet with him, please call the office to schedule either in person or phone to get on his calendar while he's here. The Relay for Life of South Oakland County presents a charity walk at the zoo. This event will take place on Sunday, August 14th at the Detroit Zoo in Royal Oak. The opening ceremony will be at 8:30. The gates open at 7:30 a.m. Please see the weekly email for ticket prices, and for additional questions, please contact Lisa Redman. Are you looking for a different kind of Havdalah experience? Join us on Saturday, August 20th at 7 p.m. for a healing Havdalah. It will be a time for us to give voice to the struggles we have experienced, and through listening to each other, through poetry and prayer, and to find hope. Attention TKA golfers. TKA will be hosting a 4-hole golf event. This will take place on Wednesday, August 24th at 4 p.m. and includes a barbecue dinner and an open bar. We are limited to 16 golfers, so if you are interested in participating, please contact Daniel Mesa in the Temple office for more information. Rabbi Denker will be holding another High Holy Day prayer book review session. This session will take place on Wednesday, August 24th at 7 p.m. Please RSVP to the office if you would like to attend. Also, save the date for one of our favorite annual events. S'mores Shabbat is coming. This will take place on Friday, August 26th, beginning with dinner at 5:45. Please note the time change. Rabbi Denker will be in town and will join us for this very special event. Please also RSVP to the office. Finally, on Sunday, August 28th at 1 p.m., Rabbi Denker will be holding a general membership focus group. This is your time to participate in the conversation and for you to provide input to the search committee about our next settled rabbi. Please RSVP to the office, and all members are welcome and encouraged to attend at least one of these focus groups that we're having. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much. So as it is the first Friday of the month, we invite all of our birthdays and anniversaries for the month of August. And I'm smiling because Andy came to Shabbat. And so we wish all of those joining us online a year of blessings and hope. Yes, you get a personal blessing.
I get all the candy?
So Mazel Tov
Thank you.
on another year.
Yep.
And may this year bring you all the joy and all of these wonderful blessings, and from your wonderful family, it will just be enriched more, all the more so.
You hear that?
And so this year, may you have good health and good spirit, and your temple community wishes you a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
Simin tov, u'mazel tov, u'mazel tov, v'simin tov, u'mazel tov, u'mazel tov, v'simin tov, u'mazel tov, v'simin tov, yehelanu. So we're actually going to have you stay up on the bima because we are going to call back up to our bima Sharon Spilkett and your two daughters, her two daughters, your two daughters, Julia and Bridget, to help us with Kiddush and Motzi, page 5. So if we could lift the cup in Thanksgiving, we'll do Kiddush first and then Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kadshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. So we say, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon. Thank you, Spilkin family. And thank you so much to the Mosseri family also. The reason why you didn't see Caitlin come up before for candles was because she was ushering tonight. So thank you for ushering. Thank you, Barb, for ushering. And a very special thank you to Gersh for manning the stream tonight. A last-minute fill-in. Thank you so much for all you do for this temple. And so our closing song this evening is Ein Keloheinu on page 321. I have to get there too. 322. Correction. 322. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Micheloheinu, Michadoneinu, Michemalkeinu, Michemoshienu, No Del Eloheinu, No Del Adoneinu, No Del Emalkeinu, No Del Moshienu, Baruch Elohim. Shabbat Shalom.